America stands on the precipice of another summer of love as violent colour revolutionaries wreaked havoc on the streets of Los Angeles. Governor Newsom blasted Trump's move to quell the chaos as purposefully inflammatory. Yeah, watch these clips and decide for yourself who's being purposefully inflammatory. And in this case, literally inflammatory. They say Trump's being inflammatory, while they literally concoct supplies of Molotov cocktails to throw at ICE vehicles. Set fire to buildings. Set fire to random cars. Or Trump's being inflammatory though. They'll rip entire neighbourhoods to shreds, turn them into raging infernos, violently attack cops, use Blue Sky to organise the literal murder of ICE agents, pillage and loot stores. Then when there's any kind of pushback, declare it to be police brutality. And the legacy media will anoint them as the victims.
So there's unrest. Let's start with there's protest, lawful protest, which is allowed in this country. There is some unrest.
Just some unrest. If January 6th was a violent insurrection against the government, then what do you call this? A peaceful demonstration?
Car on fire in the intersection. Protesters have been shooting fireworks at the sheriff's department.
Strange, isn't it, how they're really angry about people being sent back to Mexico, which presumably must be a really terrible place, while they all wave copious amounts of Mexican flags. Fighting for a country they refuse to live in. Literally fulfilling the meme. Mexican pride, make America Mexico again. Fuck you, putos, viva Mexico. Okay, buddy, back to Mexico you go. Oh my god, no, this is unfair, don't send me to Mexico. Oh my god, no, my life is ruined.
Because of the abuse that he was enduring in this school system.
Then why didn't you stay in Mexico?
On January 20th, President Trump signed an executive order called Unleashing Alaska's Extraordinary Resource Potential. It reads, the state of Alaska holds an abundant and largely untapped supply of natural resources, including, among others, energy, mineral, timber, and seafood. President Trump's indicated he wants to develop Alaska's resources to the fullest extent possible. The executive order directs US policy to fully avail itself of Alaska's vast lands and resources for the benefit of the nation. As you can see in this graph, gold stocks have a tremendous gap to close compared with gold's spot price, which has soared. I'm bullish on the gold stock sector right now, especially with Bank of America's chief investment officer predicting a weak dollar cycle. With no debt and approximately $2.96 million in cash and cash equivalents as of October 31st, 2025, and a project in Alaska, the sponsor of today's video is US Gold Mining, trading on the NASDAQ with the ticker symbol USGO. As of June 6th, the stock was trading some 40% below its all-time high. At its April 2023 IPO, gold was worth $1,930 an ounce. Now gold is trading at an all-time high, yet USGO's share price is still around its IPO price, down 40% from its all-time high. Their flagship Whistler gold, copper, silver project includes 3 gold deposits with combined estimated mineral resources of 6.5 million ounces gold equivalent in the indicated category, plus an additional 4.2 million gold equivalent equivalent ounces in the inferred category. One shareholder owns 80% of the company, so this is a very unique scenario. Add to that the recent announcement that USGO will join the Russell 3000 index. The most critical development, in my personal opinion, and a potential value driver, comes from the Trump administration's attitude towards Alaska. This is Mike Dunleavy, governor of Alaska with President Trump, and here with the CEO of US Gold Mining Inc. on their Whistler project in Alaska. Tim Smith, the CEO, came to US Gold Mining from Newmont, a 100-year-old gold producer and one of the largest gold mining companies in the world. He also worked for Kaminak, which discovered the coffee deposit in the Yukon and advanced the resource until Goldcorp acquired it for 520 million Canadian. One of the most significant buyouts of the past decade. And while we're talking about different projects where the outcomes could be different, this is the reason he was recruited to become CEO of USGO, so he can utilize his skill set and work towards similar goals for US gold mining. With gold recently at $3,400 an ounce, the best performing major asset class of 2025 so far, and with Trump's massive executive order for the benefit of the state of Alaska, with one major corporate shareholder owning 80% of USGO stock, and with a CEO that is a fit for this role, do your own homework on USGO trading on the NASDAQ. The rioters aren't shy in broadcasting their motive and intentions. Death to America, death to ICE, and death to cops. Well, they're just peaceful protesters though, just some unrest.
Some unrest.
Don't be purposefully inflammatory towards them.
ICE get the fuck out of LA so that order can be restored.
Apparently the US aid money must have run out, so they're having to make their own weapons. But the conveniently placed cinder blocks did eventually arrive. So who's behind these riots? Antifa, naturally, which should have been declared a domestic terrorist organisation years ago, and Union del Barrio, which is basically the Mexican version of BLM. No one can seem to trace their funding source, though their goal is avowedly the Marxist-Leninist decolonist destruction of America itself. When 40% of LA residents weren't even born in America, and a significant number of them form paramilitary mobs under the flag of a foreign country.
Look at this, Austin.
Mexican flags?
Mexican flags. The line of law enforcement agents there during this face-off. It appears to be a face-off.
At what point do we call it an invasion? The scumbags aren't just going after cops. This guy was just trying to put out fires, prompting the mob to attack and rob him.
You're risking a head injury by doing that. If you're so worried about it, go home. Go home if you're so worried about it.
They're also chasing out any reporters who don't obey their narrative.
Move your clap, buddy. Fucking white supremacists, get the fuck out of here.
Watch the car.
While bragging about avoiding prosecution.
It'll cost me $80. It doesn't matter what they're gonna say. Nobody's gonna show up to court. You and I both know that. Nobody's gonna prosecute it. This is just a waste of time. But it's okay. It's a Saturday night. Saturday nights are for the boys. And for the immigrants.
Trump's vowed to ban rioters hiding their faces with masks, proving once again that the COVID-era paraphernalia has just become a tool for criminals to conceal their identity. Stephen Miller skewered the legacy media for running cover for the criminals.
You all choose to live in condos or homes or houses as far away from these kinds of gangbangers as you possibly can. If I offer any one of you a rent-free home with no taxes to pay, in any of these gang neighborhoods, and I said your neighbors are MS-13 terrorists or Mexican mafia or Sinaloa cartel or Tren de Aragua, I couldn't pay you to live there. But yet you, with your coverage, are trying to force innocent Americans to have these people as their neighbors, and that one day their daughter may be abducted from their home and raped and murdered. So you're not going to get an ounce of sympathy from this administration or President Trump for the terrorists who've invaded our homes and our country.
While the Trump administration is seemingly keen on avoiding the kind of inaction that led to the metastasization of the 2020 George Floyd riots.
This is about enforcing the law. And again, we're not going to apologize for doing it. We're stepping up. She says they're going to mobilize. Well, guess what? We're already ahead of the game. We're already mobilizing. We're going to bring National Guard in tonight. We're going to continue doing our job. We're going to push back on these people, and we're going to force the law.
As the commies demand the chaos spread nationwide, with Marines on standby and National Guard troops set to be federalized for the first time since the 1992 Los Angeles riots, which resulted in 63 deaths, over 200 injured, and over $1 billion in damages. This summer of love may end up making the BLM disorder look like a minor scuffle. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.